And we're live. Hello, everyone. This is NinjaDC joining again for another React discussion for The Amazing Digital Circus, Episode 7. Joining me again is through random meet orders, forgetting which app we're on. Gator.
Hello there. Yeah. This is Gunmetal Gator here. I'm just here popping and enjoying wearing a Beelzebub shirt just because. Guess what? Freaking Persona 4 Revival got hyped. Oh, baby. We're talking about extreme action, anime cutscenes, and all that jazz. My favorite video game from back when I was a teenager. Remade into the most prettiest Atlas game of them all.
Let's go.
I can't wait for all of those people who said, "Oh, I did not want to play Persona 4 Golden. It looks too ugly. Oh, I much rather play Persona 3, even though it looks probably the same, but it just looks much more better just because it's moodier and more talks about death and whatnot." When literally Persona 4 was right there being the better game, and now I can finally shove it to people's face and say, like, "Oh, you guys like Persona 5's cast? Oh, I'm sorry. But Persona 4 has a better cast. Even if we have the issue of flanderization for Teddy, well, hopefully we'll finally get that resolved with this remake." So yeah, that's just all I got to say about that.
All right, the next up, Jen.
Let's go, Jen.
My brain is absolutely broken right now.
Oh no.
The digital circus, I think, has broken me so much so much so that it's screwing over my intro. Well, I mean, okay, let's try this again. I may be first, I may be last. I think what digital circus has broken my brain, but I am first and always Jen. The digital circus has broken me.
And next up, Wolfgang.
Hello, everyone. I was able to have the pleasure of seeing the finale of The Amazing Digital Circus in theaters on Thursday on the release day. And let me just say, after watching the beach episode again, there are so many tiny details I just didn't catch in the first time. And honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I legitimately feel bad for Jackson this one, now that we know that Kane was fucking with his head. So I just feel so bad for Jackson this one. And at the same time, not only is the whole music thing going even better now, and I also got to like semi-cosplay Gangle when I saw the thing in theaters, which is cool. Yes. But also now on the meat thing, I know you probably can't see it because you're listening to it in the podcast, I have a profile picture of Poopy the Kid because he made a song with Kitseki, which is kind of cool, and my computer is fixed, so yay for me!
All right. I guess you want to jump into thoughts.
I feel like I need to ask Jen, what sort of theories did you have before this episode?
That it would be a nice beach episode, and then be some funny shenanigans, like
not this.
I don't know. Not this. Not this. This is the, and you know what? Kudos to Gooseworks for this.
Yeah.
This is the first ever beach episode in the history of my years on this planet that I absolutely hate.
And Jen is losing her sanity because of Amazing Digital Circus.
Oh, be careful if you don't abstract because of this.
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone could make a hateable beach episode. I thought for the longest time, I thought beach episodes like, oh, funny, I'll break from this existential horror. And no, the beach episode makes everything worse.
I mean, hey, at least you had those fish that, needed the money to pay their rent. That was interesting.
That's too real right there.
This guy is the one who tells lies.
That's way too real. That was way too real right there.
Okay, I need to ask you, Jen. This. How does this feel to see the fact that Jax was right.
That Jax was right the whole time. It's
Well,
something.
you know that that my brain has been messed up by this, that the fact that Jax actually called it.
That Jax called it the whole
That
time.
Jax called it. That Jax called it, and I actually hoped he was wrong. I hoped he was wrong.
Yeah.
But I hoped he was wrong. I really did.
Jax
But
was
at the same
totally
time-
right.
But then at the same time, if anyone could see the grin that's happening on my face right now, it's starting to look like a little bit like my Celestia and Luna avatar here. Because in a weird twisted way, the beach episode gave me what I like. And that's Jack's suffering.
Let's
More-
go.
And that's more Jack's suffering. But all due to the fact that he was right.
Yeah,
And he loves being right. But now,
he doesn't like being right.
the fact that it was that he got what he wanted of being right has now broken with him. This suffering for him.
He got the suffering. He got what he wanted, but at one fucking cost.
At what? At what cost, indeed.
It's
Exactly.
so
And as I said before, I hate this beach episode, yet I'm smiling.
Exactly, same here.
Yet I hate it. Dice Goose works. I hate this beach episode. But I'm smiling like an absolute fiend right now.
Same here.
But I'm smiling like an absolute fiend right now at Jack's suffering, I think even more than the last time.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. But at the same time, in the same breath, now as I slowly kind of crick my face back to normal, that's better. I feel bad for the other. I feel really, really bad for the others, and that the NPC ended up being a crony for Kane.
Yeah, it makes sense that Kinger was confused because he was just like, I don't remember an Abel. And he was in darkness as well because, he was in his little hut where he can remember stuff because he's
Right.
in darkness. Obviously, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't know an Abel or anything that he was talking about.
Right. And I was like wondering.
Kinger
why
was just
he
confused and scared.
So he's in the dark so he can remember, but when he comes out in the light, he forgets again.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like quote unquote Abel was trying to like bait him into going into the light again, so that way he wouldn't be able to call bullshit. He's like evil.
Very.
He's like baiting him to go back into the light so that he wouldn't be able to call bullshit. Like
Makes you wonder who's the more evil one of this. And it's also interesting too, the thing Cain and Abel, right? And the biblical things about Cain and Abel, but in this case, wait.
Cain also kills Abel though because he kills the NPC.
That's right. That is okay. There it is. But it seems like now Cain and Abel are both on the side of kind of quote unquote like evil, or both on the antagonist. But at the same time, it ended the same. Cain bleeps Abel out of existence.
Yeah, so it still ends the same. Cain still kills Abel.
Pretty much. And kill Cain. No, just me.
Just
Well, I mean,
Gator,
Look,
Gator, be careful. Be
look,
careful
look,
where you
he's
tread.
no, look. I mean, like, Kate's a sweet boy, right? I mean, I know he's an
Right.
AI. I know
Right.
he's an AI, but it's like, it,
With an entire adventure
It's
keeping
not-
everyone trapped here.
No, it's just
And then everything's made up because he fully lied to fuck with the mental states of everyone trapped there.
it's just, I don't know. I just felt very, I wouldn't say as angry as everyone else when this episode first premiered.
There was like it was so split, man, because there was like some people were mad at Kane, some people were mad at the basically unnamed NPC, and some people were mad at Jax. And some people were like questioning the validity of Kinger as well, because Kinger's name got dragged into this mess.
I just want to say this as someone who's not actually didn't see any spoilers for this episode, besides a title about being a beach episode. I've easily seen where this was going before, and so I'm surprised that people were shocked or upset, because like it seems like an obvious like setup, like even Jax was like pointing out like this is going to be a trail or something like that. Or
He literally like joked and called him like a
trope.
twist villain. Like he literally joked and called Abel a twist villain, and I was like, do we really need to trust this twist villain instead of actually checking on Kinger and seeing if he's not, lying?
Yeah, like here's the thing. Like for our perspective character Pomni, she kind of was being a bit wishy-washy near the end, and what she wasn't even being clear about her intent in front of everyone else, and when she felt intimidated by the atmosphere and couldn't even say the right words to like let everyone know why she was trying to ask Kinger about stuff specifically. And it just seemed like she went there without a plan, basically, just had these bunches of doubts piling up in her head, which was causing stress to the situation, which was only adding to the chaos of the matter at the end there. So it's like, yeah, it's not good for like someone who is trying to direct everyone to like a right location to not have all the, like, not have a goal solidified in her head, It's like, yeah, this was definitely one of Pomni's weaker outings. That's really what I gotta say about this episode.
Because here's the thing, right? The person who told Kinger wasn't even Pomni, and she literally said, like, Ragatha and Pomni were sort of bonding over, like, the person that they trusted the most in the circus was Kinger. And Ragatha was saying that, like, Kinger has helped her out a lot, and Pomni's like, oh, Kinger's also helped me out a lot. So they're having this whole conversation about how much they trust Kinger, and how much they trust Kinger with anything, and how Kinger's the person they trust the most. And yet neither of them bothered to check on Kinger, and the person who filled Kinger in was Zubul, who instantly abandons him as soon as he starts asking questions. Hello? And this is the thing is, right? Kinger was in darkness. He was fully sane. They could have asked him questions, and they could have figured this out before having to go through the emotional drama. But no! Before Kinger was able to call bullshit, they just instantly abandoned him instead of for once assuming, maybe if I keep him in darkness for at least a couple more minutes, I can figure out what's going on here. So basically, everyone failed Kinger. And the only person who even thought that maybe getting Kinger's input would be a good idea was Jax, who was the one who even told Zubul to check on Kinger. So this is one of the rare times that, again, Jax was right.
Oh, God.
This is, again, one of the rare times that Jax was right, because no one else thought that it would be a good idea to ask Kinger first that this was bullshit.
The asshole being right.
Twice in a row.
Hey.
He was the only one who thought consulting Kinger and seeing if it was lies was a good idea, and he got Zubul to do it. But the one who originally thought that they should ask Kinger if this is true or not was literally Jax. He was right 2 times in a row.
Sometimes I'm just gonna have to say this. It's like everyone just wanted the truth to be so true that they lost common sense. That's just the
Exactly.
honest truth of the matter.
Like, that's honestly the truth of the matter, because, you know, I mean, desperation for an exit is literally what caused Kaufmo to abstract. So all the characters are extremely desperate for an exit. So as soon as they saw a possibility of an exit, that ended up driving them mad. But the one person, isn't it suspicious how the one person who, after seeing the abstraction scene, right, it's confirmed that Jax was friends with Kaufmo, which is the person who abstracted looking for an exit. Doesn't it make sense that the person who was friends with someone who went mad looking for an exit would be skeptical of an exit after what happened to their friend? I think so.
Yeah.
Because Kaufmo abstracted trying to look for an exit. So Jax, after, you know, going through the trauma of seeing Kaufmo abstract because of looking for an exit, obviously he would be the one critical of an easy exit solution, right? Like, it totally makes sense that he would be the one to actually have the brain power to question, isn't this a little bit suspicious? So unfortunately, again, Jax was right. As much as I hate to say it, Jax was right the whole time. And for once, people should have listened to him. But unfortunately, it was a little too late as soon as Pomni, in one of her weaker moments, dragged everyone into this mess, considering, you know, she was the one who originally talked to the strange mannequin figure and then dragged everybody else into it, and nobody questioned it except for Jax and then Kinger, only in darkness. So this was just a setup for disaster. Considering the only two people who had common sense was one person who's traumatized and one person who's only sane in darkness. So obviously this wasn't going to go well, considering the untrustworthy person was the most trustworthy person, and the person who's only half insane was the other one. So obviously this wasn't going to work according to plan.
So, I mean, right now, I feel like that's really the nuts and crux of like this whole episode that we just fully tackled here so succinctly. There's not really much anything else we could really say about this episode because we hit the meat and potatoes of it all.
Which is that for once, the guy who's a fucking dick ended up being the one who was right the whole time. Plus, also the person that everyone thinks is insane, even though he's only insane half the time. So the one guy who's only insane half the time, and the guy who everyone hates, ended up being the two people who could have easily stopped after this from traumatizing the entire cast if they would have just been listened to from the get-go. Because even if you throw Jax aside, if they would have just listened to Kinger when he was in darkness, this could have also been resolved.
Wait a minute. You saying the two males of the group were the only ones right?
No, I didn't say males. I said the only two people in the group who ended up.
No, I just realized that both of them are the only males in the group.
Oh no! Wait, that is true though. That's kind of weird, actually. Oh, no. Well, that's accidental misogyny.
Accidental misogyny.
That's accidental misogyny.
Oh my god,
no.
that's gotta be the title of this episode: accidental misogyny.
Accidental misogyny. Oh
the man was right all along.
The man was right.
All along.
Accidental misogyny. Oh no.
It's over. It's over.
Guys, I swear, I'm not a trans misogynist. It just happened in the episode. I'm not a trans misogynist.
You only went to the gender just because you thought they were righter than the original. Oh god.
Oh no. It's just gonna be like one of those like big commentary videos of like the exposés, and it's just gonna be like Wolf Boy Eclipse, trans misogynist, and in parentheses, amazing digital circus.
Just for all the clicks and death because of all the controversies and all the harassment. Just for all
Here we have the downfall of Wolf Boy Eclipse, as he was exposed for being a trans misogynist who thinks that the men are always right.
We literally have this clip, not even edited it. You can go back to the video and see for yourself. This is actually
Guys, I swear I'm innocent. I tell you, I do not need to have 5 videos made about me by the internet anarchist. I'm innocent. Oh no. I swear 7 realms I didn't do it. I mean, it's just such a random combination, right? Because you have like each character has a different pitfall in this, where Jax was obviously mind controlled, Kinger is only sane half the time, Abel isn't even real, Gangle had a ton of false hope, Zubul was extremely desperate for an exit, Comedy is way too trusting, Ragatha is way too trusting, Jax was right the whole time, but mind controlled, and then Kane was just pulling the strings the entire time. And the whole thing about like the stasis pods and everything, like Kane was just so desperate to think of some way to like give them what they wanted. Because earlier in the episode, right, Kane said, he wanted to give them what they wanted, and he saw that they wanted an exit. So in his own twisted little AI circuitry, thought that the way to make them happy would be to give them an exit. But of course, because he can't actually give them an exit, because again, he said in the first episode, the exit door that Pomni finds is unfinished. So obviously he can't give them an exit, considering that the exit door is unfinished. So obviously, instead of finishing that, he gives them a whole adventure just to show how much he quote-unquote cares. And he expected for it to go well, because he doesn't understand human emotions, because he's an AI. So he's shocked by the fact that people didn't like it, because in his eyes, he was just giving them what they wanted. Because again, Kane can't understand human emotions. So that's really what ended up happening here. You have one unfeeling AI, one even less feeling AI, one half crazy person, one half mind controlled person, and a bunch of hopeful, desperate people just trying to make their way out and go back to their everyday lives, considering it was already confirmed in a couple episodes ago that they do remember their lives, of like Zubul being a bartender and Ragatha having all those horses and being a real estate agent. They had lives before the circus that they want to go back to. And that's the reason why, as soon as they thought they had a way out, obviously they were going to try and take it, even if it was just Kane desperately trying to make them happy, even though he doesn't understand human emotion, because he's an AI. So by trying to give them what he wanted, by trying to give them what they wanted, he ended up just making, public relations way, way worse. So that's really my takeaway from it. You have a ton of hopeful people, 2 people who are right but can't do anything about it, and then an AI that doesn't feel human emotions and doesn't know how to express human emotions, causing him to make all the wrong decisions. And put that together, and you have an extremely psychologically draining thing that is the beach episode. And also a couple of fish NPCs that like had all their life savings in a treasure chest, and it got stolen, and now they can't pay their rent because it was all their life savings. And they're really, really disappointed about that, because they wanted to get a house, an underwater house, I guess. But they can't get an underwater house because now they're broke, and they're really sad about it. And I feel bad for those fish. That should have been the main point of the episode, guys. Help the fish get their money back. That's my new petition. Help the fish get their money back.
So, Derek, do you have any closing thoughts about this episode?
Oh my god, I just realized I did a lot of analyzing there.
I was thinking, like, it's interesting, though, like, worth discussing, I feel, like, how Jack's mental breakdown sort of saved him, which was it just random luck that the mental breakdown helped, or was it, like, his subconscious, like, interacting being like, no, like hit the e-stop button on this.
Honestly, Jax, like, if you could see in his eyes with like the rainbow patterns, Jax did nearly abstract in this episode because as soon as he isolated himself and started having all these hallucinations of now we know their names, Rivet and Kaufmo, and like the photo of them and everything, and like attaching that to what Ragatha said of like, can we get the abstracted people back, like Rivet and Kaufmo, what's going to happen to them when we escape? That's because we can see from the photos, and also Ragatha saying in a previous episode that like Jax used to have friends and he doesn't have friends anymore. That's because, putting all the pieces together from the episodes we've watched, Jax had two friends, Ribbon and Kaufmo, both of them abstracted. Jax pushed Pomni away because he doesn't want to trust anyone ever again because he doesn't want to get hurt again. So he starts having a mental breakdown that ends up leading to him nearly abstracting. And then right when he's about to fully abstract, his life literally gets saved by Pomni opening the door. So when you really think about it, even though this entire adventure ended up being a complete waste of time and just overall traumatizing, Pomni opening that door literally saved Jax's life. So I don't care how cold and nonchalant he is, Pomni saved his life. He should be more grateful, considering, again, the rainbow patterns in his eyes, the hallucinations of abstracted people. That doesn't happen to someone who isn't about to abstract. He was seconds away from abstracting and looked the exact way that Kaufmo did right before he abstracted. Like, if you look at the room of like how Kaufmo looked directly before he did in the first episode, he was so close to abstracting, and his life just got saved by Pomni. So, again, he should be more grateful considering Pomni, by opening that door at that exact minute, literally saved his life. Like, straight up, his life got saved by Pomni. He was seconds away from abstracting.
Huh.
Mm.
Well,
He was having many delusions of Rivet and Kaufmo that was all slowly leading him into abstracting. He nearly died.
well, I'll be darned. Huh.
So he should be thanking Pomni more, considering Pomni literally dealt with his bullshit for an entire episode, and then Pomni literally saved his life even after everything he did. And still tries to be nice to him, even after everything he did, and saved his goddamn life. So he should be more grateful.
I guess. Maybe. I guess.
Yeah, because, you know, he saved it. She kind of saved his life.
Yeah. Maybe she did. Huh.
And there's also another time that Jax's life was saved, because there's also another scene he was very close to abstracting, which was at the character awards. But you would think he would get saved by a main character. He got saved by the disappearing guy randomly leaving one of the stalls. I'm not kidding. When Jax was in front of the mirror and all of his surroundings started to get staticky, it's already been confirmed by Gooseworks that that was him moments away from abstracting. So Jax's life got saved once by Pomni, and once by disappearing guy exiting one of the bathroom stalls and stopping Jax from abstracting. So his life was saved by Pomni and the disappearing guy. Because, you know, all he had to do was like, he was seconds away from abstracting in the mirror when suddenly disappearing guy shows up out of nowhere and saves his life. So his life's been saved by Pomni and disappearing guy. So hey, you know what? Those are some interesting savings. Thank you, disappearing guy, I guess.
It is what it is, I guess.
I guess thank you, disappearing guy, for saving Jax's life.
I guess with that said, see you all next time for the final episode.
Yep.
Yeah, penultimate episode. Heck
The
yeah.
penultimate episode. Oh no, you guys are gonna find that one interesting.
Oh no, we're gonna get our brains even more broken.
Jen, just heads up, you're probably gonna need a couple minutes after watching the next one.
All right. With that said, see y'all next time, and also maybe for the next Hell of a Short. We'll figure out that schedule.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Good night.
Good
Good night.
night.